You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio. I'm David Preston.
And I'm Roy Rossell on this Friday, August 25th.
The GOP presidential debate took place on Wednesday night. Here are the highlights. The GOP presidential debate was held in Milwaukee Wednesday evening, hosted by the Fox network. Former President Donald Trump decided to skip the GOP debate given his overwhelming lead in the polls, and instead did an interview with Tucker Carlson, formerly from Fox News. The Tucker Carlson interview with Trump originally aired on X, formerly Twitter, and ran counter to the GOP debate. One of the first questions Tucker asked Trump is why he was not at the debate.
Why aren't you at the Fox News debate tonight in Milwaukee?
Well, you know, a lot of people have been asking me that, and many people said you shouldn't do them, but you see the polls have come out, and I'm leading by 50 and 60 points, and, you know, some of them are at 1 and 0 and 2, and I'm saying, do I sit there for an hour or 2 hours, whatever it's going to be, and get harassed by people that shouldn't even be running for president? Should I be doing that? And a network that isn't particularly friendly to me. I just felt it would be more appropriate not to do the debate. I don't think it's right to do it. If you're leading by 50, 60, I have one poll, I'm leading by 70 points, and I'm saying, why am I doing it? And I'm going to have 8 people, 10 people, whoever made the debate, I don't know how many it is, but I'm going to have all these people screaming at me, shouting questions at me, all of which I love answering, I love doing, but it doesn't make sense to do them. So I've taken a pass.
Trump's team suggested that the GOP debate was essentially an audience to see who's best positioned to serve as Trump's running mate. Things started off quickly as the candidates beat up on Biden's economic policies. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who showed up, was overshadowed for much of the night by political newcomer Vivek Ramaswamy, and there was no shortage of aggressive performances from the others on stage either. Former United Nations Ambassador Nikki Haley, former Vice President Mike Pence, and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie were aggressive when given the opportunity. At center stage is Vivek standing next to DeSantis, who has crept up in recent polls. Vivek spoke about his poor parents who moved to the United States and gave him the opportunity to create billion-dollar companies. He then started to throw elbows, and at one point he declared, "I'm the only person on stage who was not bought and paid for." At one point in the debate, Mike Pence, former vice president under Trump, said, "Now is not the time for on-the-job training," which he directed toward Vivek. Pence went on to say, "We don't need to bring in a rookie." Nikki Haley attacked Vivek's argument that the U.S. should not support Ukraine in its defense against Russia's invasion. She said, "Under your watch, you would make America less safe. You have no foreign policy experience, and it shows," Haley told Vivek. The Republicans on stage did not downplay their strong opposition to abortion rights when given the opportunity, but there was a clear divide among the candidates whether to push for a federal abortion ban. Haley called on her opponents to be honest with voters that a federal law that imposes an abortion ban on all states would likely never get through the narrowly divided Congress. She said the issue should be sent back to the states. Pence and Tim Scott openly endorsed a national ban on abortions at 15 weeks at least. Pence said that Haley's call to find consensus in the states is the opposite of leadership. It's not a states-only issue. It's a moral issue, Pence said. DeSantis, who signed a 6-week abortion ban into Florida law just this spring, did not take a position on a federal ban when asked directly. He said he was proud to sign his state's abortion ban, which is one of the strictest in the nation. The Florida governor was the highest polling contender on stage, yet at the debate he seemed to slide into the background as Vivek took most of the attacks and fought with others on stage.
Well, former President Donald Trump surrendered to the authorities in Georgia on Thursday night in regards to his 4th indictment. RJ Camacho has the details.
Former President Donald Trump is faced with what is now the 4th indictment, which is the 4th criminal case for Trump in the span of 5 months, each taking place in a different city. On August 15th, Donald Trump and 18 others faced an indictment in Georgia, alleging efforts to overturn the 2020 election loss for the state. Prosecutors have gone on to accuse the former president, lawyers, and other aides as a criminal enterprise meant to keep him in power. This began after the release of a phone call that occurred in January 2nd, 2021, between Trump and Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, where Trump allegedly suggested that Raffensperger find 11,780 votes. There are also allegations of harassing an election worker who faced false claims of fraud and an attempt to persuade Georgia lawmakers to ignore the will of voters and appoint a new slate of electoral college electors that would favor Trump. District Attorney Fani Willis also stated that the defendants are permitted to voluntarily surrender by noon on August 25th, which is today's date, as well as stating that she plans to seek a trial date within 6 months and intends to try the defendants collectively. Recently, on August 23rd, Trump was interviewed by Tucker Carlson on X, formerly known as Twitter, when Trump didn't show up to the 2023 Republican debate. During the interview, Trump spoke about the election that he currently faces charges for allegedly attempting to overturn.
We got millions and millions more votes. You know, it wasn't even a contest. People said, well, what'd you think of 20? I said, we did much better. We did. You got to base it on the number of votes. We got many more votes in 20 than we did in 16. But the election was rigged. It was a rigged election. And with COVID, they used COVID to cheat in a lot of different things, and we have so much on it. It's like so easy. But we had judges that didn't want to look. We had people didn't want to get involved. They called you, he's a conspiracy theorist if you say anything about the election.
After speaking on his claims of the 2020 election being rigged, he later complimented the people of America, stating that they do not get enough credit for how smart they are.
When somebody gets indicted, your poll numbers go down. When somebody gets indicted, you announce, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be leaving to spend time with my family and to fight for the rest of my life on this stuff. But you're out of politics. I got indicted 4 times. All trivia, nonsense. It's horrible when you look and you look at what they're doing.
Trump also went on to Truth Social, a social media platform created by Donald Trump, to speak about the indictment. One of his posts stated that he believes that District Attorney Fani Willis is campaigning and addressing off Get Trump. A quote from the post reads, District Attorney Fani Willis, who's campaigning and fundraising off Get Trump, doesn't have the time, money, or interest to go after the real criminals, even the really violent ones that are destroying Atlanta and its once beautiful culture and way of life. He also referenced the interview with Tucker Carlson via another post, where he also spoke about the crime rate in Atlanta, Georgia, stating that, I have to start getting ready to head down to Atlanta, Georgia, where murder and other violent crimes have reached levels never seen before, to get arrested by District Attorney Fani Willis, which he claims is a radical left lowlife. He also claimed that the phone call he had with Georgia Secretary of State George Raffensperger was perfect and that the evidence is irrefutable. On August 24th, Trump surrendered to a jail in Atlanta, Georgia for his alleged crimes, the booking photo becoming a part of the former president's legacy. Regardless of one's views on Trump, however, like any American, you are innocent until proven guilty.
News 25 will be back after this break.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
And welcome back. Death Valley will remain closed due to flash flooding that has occurred during Hurricane Hilary.
Death Valley is still closed due to excessive damage caused by a flash flood. According to reports, the park had its rainiest day ever on August 20th, receiving more rain than it normally would in an entire year. Both the National Park Service and Caltrans road crews had to open an exit lane on CA 190 by late August 21st. The exit lane provided a route for over 400 people who had to shelter in place in Death Valley due to the flooding. According to the National Weather Service, Furnace Creek received a measurement of 2.20 inches of rain, which exceeds the park's annual average of rainfall, which is 2.15 inches. It also set a new single-day rainfall record for the park, the previous record being only 1.70 inches of rain, which was set last year on August 5th. According to reports, some parts of the park may have even received approximately 5 inches of rain, all caused by remnants from Hurricane Hilary. All paved and unpaved roads in the valley have been damaged and are closed, as well as pavement loss making travel conditions unsafe. 4 utility systems were also compromised due to debris that moved during the flooding. A complete report of damages will take weeks, according to reports, due to roads making overland travel challenging for park crews to identify additional damage impacts. However, aerial surveys have suggested extensive damage park-wide. Park officials have stated that the park will most likely reopen in stages and that utility systems need to be stabilized prior to reopening. Secondary roads are also expected to take months before being reopened.
Well, in today's edition of Positive Pahrump, Chanda Weiland stops by to tell us about an event that will make the whole family smile.
Hi, I'm Shonda Wheeland with the Pahrump Moose Lodge, and I'm here today to talk about Smiles Across Pahrump. Smiles Across Pahrump was started in 2010 by Butch Harper, who is no longer with us, but I am here to try to keep his memory alive with this event. Basically, Smiles Across Pahrump is a free event for families to come out, put away technology, put away their phones, come out and spend time face-to-face with their kids and other kids in the neighborhood. What we do is the kids are asked to write an essay about what a smile means to them. Butch was all about smiles, and when they do this or draw a picture if they can't write, then they bring their essay or picture into the Moose Lodge on Saturday, August 26th between 10 and noon. The event goes till 1, but we'll start drawing for bikes at about noon. Anyway, they'll bring their essay in. We'll give them a ticket, and they will put their ticket in a drawing bucket for the bike that they would like to win. Right now, we have a presenting sponsor. Sherry's Ranch has donated 25 bikes to our event on Saturday, and I look forward to everything else that's coming in. But there will be carnival games, like when you're at a school carnival and you'll win prizes. We'll have hot dogs for the kids along with other things. There's going to be so much to do, so much fun. Come down, have a good time. Come meet the Once Upon a Princesses. They'll be there in their princess attire. Children's Dentistry is going to be there handing out hygiene packets along with playing some games. Fun for the whole family. This is a free event for everybody. That means that the people there putting this on are donating their time, talents, and prizes for the kids. Bring your kids down, anybody under 18, come and have a good time, meet some other people in Pahrump, and just socialize face-to-face. This again is August 26th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Hope to see you there.
Here's Mikey with your look at sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports. The day with the Stanley Cup Tour continued. Zach Whitecloud took it to where it all began. Valley View Centennial School. He puts the cool in school. Las Vegas Aviators on the wrong side of the scoreboard last night in Tacoma. Rainers on the parade. 5-1 rematch tonight at 7:05. Las Vegas Aces set another record last night in their 94-87 win against the Chicago Sky yesterday. Their 30th win is the most wins in a WNBA regular season. They play the Mystics in Washington tomorrow at 4. And if the Aces weren't flying high enough, they went to the White House today to celebrate their 2022 WNBA championship, pictured with Vice President Kamala Harris. Las Vegas Raiders play their final preseason game against the Cowboys in Dallas on Saturday. And Pahrump Valley Volleyball B and JV teams are headed to the first annual Beatty Volleyball Tournament today. Good luck to them. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Well, Mikey will be back with us on the other side of this break to talk about what's cooking on Classic Country Breakfast this weekend.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back. Well, now here's Mikey to tell us what's cooking this Sunday on Classic Country Breakfast.
Howdy. Here's what's cooking this week on Classic Country Breakfast on Ace Country Radio. We'll hear the new song by next week's guest, Pat Boone. The song is called Grits. Born on August 21st, 1938, we pay tribute to Kenny Rogers with a special tribute from his steel guitar player, Al Perkins. And in the Not an Oldie But a Goodie segment, we'll hear the new single from Sentimental Family Band. And Gary Morris calls the show. He talks about recording the original version of The Wind Beneath My Wings, and he talks about playing at the White House for Jimmy Carter.
I said, we just gone through Watergate, blah, 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 and now the next president of the United States, Jimmy Carter, and the place erupted. I mean, people were standing, and he'd never been out. And he came on, I still had a little bit of Glory, Glory, Hallelujah to sing. And he went to the other microphone and was trying to sing with us. And we walked off stage and they said, can you do the next 14 days?
Wow.
And I ended up doing almost 100 performances across the country. The Whistle Stop Tour, election night at the Omni in Atlanta, one of the inaugural balls, blah, blah, blah. So that's how it all happened.
Coming up this week on Classic Country Breakfast, Sunday morning at 8 on Ace Country Radio.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Well, it's looking like sunny skies and warmer temperatures this weekend. John has your weather forecast coming up next.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios, all up and down the beautiful Ace Country Radio Network and worldwide on the local BTV app, the app that's so much fun. It really gets it done. Fernley, Fallon, Carson City, all in the mid-80s. We got weather twins in Fallon and Carson City at 86. Tonopah sneaking in the Cool Spot Award at 83 degrees. Goldfield, awesome at 85. Beautiful Burroughs and Beatty at 95. And 102 degrees in Amargosa makes them the hot spot. Las Vegas, body temperature, 98 degrees. Get a boy band. And in Death Valley, up to your old tricks, 111 degrees. Woo! Here in the paradise of Pahrump. Let's take a look at our current temperature. 97 degrees. Nice. 99 just a little bit earlier. Today, the winds were out of the south and southwest to just 9 miles per hour. I don't think they're going to get much stronger than that throughout the week. The sun rose this morning at 6:10 a.m. Setting this evening, let's look forward at 7:21. Going away as we head to our low tonight of 73 degrees, clear skies, and beautiful star and lunar watching this evening. I think we had a half moon last night. It was nice. Humidity at 34% seems positively like normal. How about that for like the rest of America? Yeah, baby. What about the rest of the week? Let's take a look. Sunshine. Yes, lots of sunshine. Winds around 10 miles per hour next 3-4 days. Temperatures getting it back into the triple digits. Gets up to 104 on Tuesday. And that's about where we top out. Cools off a little bit Wednesday and Thursday. 98 degrees on Thursday. A 15% chance of rain. So little chance. We didn't even put a cloud up in there. And then we returned to fighting trim and sunshine and 14 mile per hour winds next weekend. Setting up for a little bit of something different. Well, we'll keep an eye on that front as it comes in. Back to the desk and have a great weekend. It's Dave and Rory.
Thank you, John. Well, that wraps up this edition of News 25. I'm David Preston.
And I'm Rory Rossell. And just a reminder for all high school students, Monday we have it off since it is a teacher in service day. We will see you on the next newscast.
Have a great weekend.
Good night.